Today, we will be using a banker's note in ways that you will not see anywhere else on YouTube, primarily because nobody else is using banker's note. I am on a mission to get every 99 in RuneScape 3 leagues in under 99 hours total playtime. Welcome to the 99-hour man. So far, we are over 35 hours into leagues and we only have 3 99s, fletching, cooking, and agility. I have 64 hours to get 26 more 99s. That's less than 2.5 hours per 99, but I do think we can do it. Today, we are going to rush out several 99s and a ton of optimized elite tasks on our way towards the tier 7 relic. Now that we have a 99 cooking, I can grab a few extra points making wild pies. Wild pies are a newer addition to the game which boost your slayer level, and it's possible to upgrade them to a wilder pie at level 90 cooking by adding a crushed dragonstone to a raw wild pie. These pies give a constant +6 slayer boost for 6 minutes, sort of like an overload but for slayer. I'm not quite 96 slayer yet, but by using these pies, I can kill the level 96 slayer monsters and lock in 800 extra points towards tier 7. I found Banker's Note to be so useful while farming monsters. It lets me note helpful items that don't drop noted, and I can use it for extra food if necessary. It also saves me so much time with banking. I'm going to get the tier 70 necro weapons to help speed up combat tasks and get us to tier 7 faster. There are 2 different weapon upgrade paths you can take with Necromancy, the power path or the tank path. I need to choose the fastest path so I can spend the rest of my time getting XP. The tank path is typically the fastest path. You need to kill the Barth brothers once, 100 dragons, and get a fish pie. But I am going to take the power path instead. This is because the tank path requires 20 greater necroplasm per Barth brother, which I can't buy on the GE. I need to make them, and all those rituals take a lot of supplies and time to do correctly. Time I do not have. Instead, I'll kill 5 mole and 5 Calphite Queen and call it a day. Turns out the Calphite Queen is a joke with Necromancy. I definitely made the right choice here. I have no regrets going the power path. Because I have Banker's Note, I can bank all the drops I need between kills, no need to regroup and come back. I can also unnote food from my lobster pile whenever needed, so healing is not a problem. There are a few drawbacks to Banker's Note that I do need to mention related to this. 1, you cannot open the bank during combat, which means you need all of your supplies already pulled out and ready to unnote before you start a combat encounter. The second big problem is you need to type in how much of an item you want to unnote unless you're doing the exact same unnote as the last time. So for example, if I want to unnote a prayer potion and then a lobster, I would need to type in how many lobsters I want to unnote. It's possible for a monster to attack and interrupt this box, making it very hard to get the food you need and potentially killing you. This can be very dangerous, so I suggest pre-unnoting your food to prep Banker's Note and have the rest of your supplies unnoted already. I suppose this doesn't really matter to 99% of you guys, but it is good info if you took Banker's Note. I almost forgot to mention I needed to do a few quests for the Achilles task, and Banker's Note came through. It is so good for questing. You can just open your bank, grab whatever item you need for that step, and keep going. It saved me so much time. Now that I have 5 mole and 5 Calphite Queen kills, it's time to get the tier 70 gear. This is another place where Banker's Note shines, grabbing essence for runecrafting. I'll show you guys how insane it can be later on in the video. Alright, we are ready. It's time to use our wild pie to check off some slayer points. I've gone through the various slayer tasks and determined which ones will give the most points in the least amount of time. There are 200-point tasks like kill 50 dinos or 50 vial blooms, which seem really good on the surface, but that's potentially an hour or 2 to finish, which I don't have time for. Right now, I need to get 26 99s in 50 hours. That's not going to happen if I spend all my time on tasks like this. Ideally, I want to get about 600 to 1,000 points per hour, or get points while training skills fairly efficiently. First off on my wild pie list, we have a living wyvern. Oh no, I just panic spammed. I have my eat food button keybound to F1, and when I did that, it ate my wild pie, so I'm gonna have to make some more pies, I guess. All right. Oh well. Oh, now and there we just died, so that means the boosted stats are gone too. All right. Oh well. Up to the next one. I'm gonna do Camel Warriors next. That is an easy 200 points, much chiller than the Wyverns. I'm also going to kill some Dark Beasts for Fellstock Seeds and a quick 80 points. They're a decent source of herbs at mid-game levels. Now, we'll finish up the combat points for now with the Cattern Warriors for another quick 80 points, and maybe some Abyssal Demons just for another quick 200. Now, I'm going to do something that logically might seem kind of insane to everyone. We're going to complete the Extinction quest series. This was originally part of my plan to unlock the Dream of II for great AFK experience rates, but Jagex gave everyone access without doing Extinction. It takes roughly 10 hours to complete the quest line, which is over 10% of my total allowed time to max. So this is a huge risk, but I'm still going to do it. This is because it, one, gives a lot of points for milestones both during the pre-quest and a fat 400 point drop at the very end, and two, it gives 4 lamps equivalent to 11 million XP at the 16 times XP multiplier. The first quest progression required is Desperate Measures to Desperate Times, and then the Effigy Incubator unlock via Sins of the Father. I'm going to focus on this branch first because the Incubator is essential to my final plan, regardless of if I actually complete Extinction or not. I'll be honest, I did Desperate Measures and Desperate Times a while ago before they changed up the plan with II, but there they are done, an easy 280 points for those quests. The Effigy Incubator quest is really fast compared to both of those. In order to do the Effigy Incubator, I need level 85 in Runecrafting. Because we have Banker's Note, it shouldn't be too bad, but Essence is really hard to get without high-level combat or many hours of AFK mining, which I just don't have to spare. I'm doing one of the very first quests new players do in order to unlock some of the most endgame content in the game. Make it make sense. And that is Rune Mysteries Complete. Now I have access to the Rune Essence chest held by the Wizard Tower Archmage. This bad boy will solve our essence problems. Basically, every runecrafting level, it gives you more and more essence for free, so as I level up, I can come back and grab more essence to infinitely supply myself to a point. I'm using the Urania altar, better known as the Omni altar or ZMI altar. It gives you a bunch of random runes, including ones you can't make yet, and it gives you 2 times XP without needing to run through the abyss. People normally avoid this altar because you don't get the Abyss buff and it's a pain to run to, but I don't need to run. Banker's Note is going to carry us so hard here. This is stupid fast. I love it. It's moments like these where I have zero regret taking Banker's Note. People seriously underestimate the time save of not needing to bank at all. It's probably saved me several hours by now, and I'm just getting started. I'm going to check out the Death Altar out of curiosity just in case it's more XP per essence. I definitely don't have enough essence for level 99, so I need to be more efficient with my essence. It's very important that I have a bunch left at level 99. I'm going to sacrifice a lamp from the World Wakes in order to finish off level 85. The World Wakes is a quest that you guys should all do. It doesn't have any prerequisites and gives insane prayer XP on top of the typeless lamps you get. It's what allows me to get 99 prayer despite not having unlimited GP to do cleansing crystal spam. Lost Souls will help out with the last little bit to 99 too. The most important thing for Effigy Incubator, besides making all your unfinished effigies before the timer runs out, is putting them into the incubator before that time runs out too. That will double your output. I suggest gathering shards in the middle until about 2 minutes 20 seconds, then grab all the shells you need, and then quickly make and deposit them at the end. And there we are, 87 runecrafting. It's not huge, but I need to get this before the end of September. We can do this again in October at a higher level. The XP scales to your runecrafting level, so it's good to do this at the highest level possible. One great strategy for runecrafting training is filling these effigies via the herb patch during the Crewie's Voice of Siren. You can break open the effigies and use lamps on runecrafting to blast to 99. I will not be doing this since I didn't choose Farming Frenzy and I have Banker's Note, but it's a good strategy. You'll also get butterflies, which give XP in your lowest skill during this process. The next grind for tier 7 is going to be Thieving. I need 9,000 points to get from tier 6 to tier 7, which seems insurmountable, but there are so many elite tasks we can do to get there quickly as we start hitting these higher skilling levels. And there's the feud done. Now we have all the requirements to do a guild of your own, the final Thieving guild quest, which unlocks safecracking. A guild of your own complete. Safecracking is very high XP per hour, and there's often downtime in between safes where you can do other stuff. I'll be hopping between tasks and safes to get to 99 in about an hour of actual thieving. The XP drops are so fat at 12 times multiplier, this is a lot of fun to do. I love just printing XP. And there we are at 93 thieving. At 90 thieving, you unlock the Wilderness Rogues Castle safes. These are 3 in a small room that give way more XP than every other safe, 17k base each. At a 12 times multiplier, that is over 200k XP per safe. The big downside and what caps the XP is that they take 5 or 10 minutes to respawn. I've got a little plan to avoid that downtime being a problem. We're going to use noted logs to train firemaking in between safe respawns. And there we are, 90 firemaking, 97 thieving, 98 thieving, halfway there, 92 firemaking, and boom, the final safe, level 99 thieving unlocked, an easy 200 points. I'm gonna grab another 200 points in Prif. I'm trying to get caught by all 4 elf clans at once. I'm gonna pre-prep this by getting caught twice by each clan and then quickly get nabbed by 4 in a few minutes. There's another 200 points, easy gains. The firemaking tech with Banker's Note goes way beyond just safe cracking. I was also able to use it in Herby Werby and at flash events after hitting my personal goal. Overall, it's a great way to get some extra XP when you're stuck in place, but it's not as efficient as something like Sharp Shell Shards if you do the Extinction quest. It also allowed me to check off some big tasks like burning 10 Elder Logs for another 200 points. While we were at the ZMI Runecrafting altar, I managed to get about 30 time runes. It's impossible to get time runes any other way before unlocking the time altar. They give some of the freest points in all of Leagues. Casting Crumble Undead is a quick 200 points at just 78 magic, and then we'll follow up with Paradox for another 200 points. Paradox is a very helpful spell to get some League tasks done since it increases your resource gather rate, but it's very hard to sustain before unlocking the time altar. And there we are, 99 mining from flash events, another 200 points, but more importantly, we're going to Falador. This dwarf right here sells a 99 mining cape, which I can use to boost 1 mining level to 100, allowing me to mine primal ore 1 level sooner. There are a few 200 point tasks with primal ore. The one I'm prepping for right now is mining 1 of every ore in under 10 minutes. Basically, I get each rock 1 hit away from being mined, sort of like I did with the elves, and then I'll run a quick lap around the perimeter and get 1 of each rock. Easiest 200 points of my life. I managed to snag 100 mining along the way, which also makes this a lot easier mid-run. The next task we're going to do is mining 30 primal ore. I'm going to use the paradox spell to help speed this up a bit. There's another 200 points into the collection. I think it's time to send the rest of Extinction. I've been doing research and realized I need to complete the Vault of Shadows in order to do Izandra's quest. But there's one big problem I did not count on. You need over 80 pylon batteries to finish this quest and need every journal page. Basically, there are 8 shadow anchors scattered in the card at dig site that activate a table in the middle once they're all turned on. And I need to go into that table for the quest. Alternatively, I could wait for the pylon to be activated, but I want to do the quest now and I'll need to go in a few times anyways. Instead, I'm going to complete the Zerosian 1 collection log and turn it into Soren in Varrock. He gives you 20 batteries every time you finish the log, so 3 completions should be sufficient to activate all the pylons. I only need 3 completions because you can also get batteries randomly while excavating the artifacts. My real concern is getting all the materials required to restore the artifacts, since even with the excavator relic, you don't get enough materials to restore all your damaged artifacts. I managed to restore 2 sets of artifacts, but I do not have enough materials for the 3rd. Let's go turn these in. I can get the associate qualification now, which will let me do something a little sneaky to get the final materials: research. I'm sending off a research mission and heading to bed. Hopefully it gets us enough materials to finish off the artifacts I need. Good night. And good morning. Let's check the research mission. Okay, honestly, that's a lot less materials than I expected, but it'll help, I guess. I'll grab the last few from the dig site. And finally, all of the shadow anchors activated. Let's finish this mystery. And now I have all the requirements to Izandra's quest. I'm gonna spare you guys from Izandra's quest. Basically, it's a 1-hour spacebar simulator where you run around the world. My spacebar key legitimately started squeaking mid-quest, and it has still not recovered. Next, we have the city of Sentiston. I love this quest personally. I did it when it first came out and developed the power burst tech, which I added to the wiki, and it's still there to this day. Essentially, you need to bring these wards out of the city to Izandra, and you take ramping damage, but you can avoid it by power bursting out of the city instantly. I don't have power burst, so I ran, but overall, it's not too bad with the fast movement ability cooldown. High contrast mode is also very helpful during this quest to help find stuff you need to click on. That's City of Sentiston complete. Next up is the Battle of the Monolith. I was able to use Banker's Note during the battle, so while the enemies were fighting, I whipped out herb supplies and secured some extra point tasks and herb lore XP. I do need to get to 75 herb, which is going to be a bit of a struggle, so moments like this are important. Next up, I'm just going to quickly finish a couple of Eye of the Hut mini quests, and after many more hours than expected, we have unlocked Extinction. I don't want to spoil too much about Extinction, but it turns out you can exit the needle part and keep your memories in your inventory, so don't waste 10 minutes like me insanely min-maxing your run. Head out with the energies and start again with a fresh timer. And now it's time for the boss fight. When I did this on release, I was able to chill in the corner and be totally fine, but it might be a little harder here. Oh man, we were so close. I think I need better food than lobsters. I'm gonna go to the gnome restaurant activity to grab some extra food for healing. I can use Banker's Note during the fight for a never-ending food supply, but if I can't out-eat the damage, it doesn't do me that much good. There we are, the boss fight is done. Finally, time to go grab our reward. Extinction is complete. The final piece of our plan, 400 points and so much XP sitting in my inventory, but I don't want to use these lamps until I get the last few points for tier 7 and the 16 times XP multiplier. It's time for the final point grind. Now that Extinction is over, I can do accidental fletching on the dino farm. This is such goofy content, I love it. And this Zygamite loves his haircut. Look at that guy, so dapper. Alright, first up, I'll use this propellant on Granny, 200 points, and now we'll make a Wen arrow using the ingredients from here and the Wenergy to finish a God arrow. 200 points, Ice Barrage in the desert, Mithril trophy is mine, Spellbook swap, 200 points, Ripper Demons with a Wilder Pie. I like this one in the wilderness since he's all alone, so I don't get piled by mistake, 200 points. 10 lava noodles, another 200 points. 40 lanthodimes, 200 points. Somehow, that's a nice task. You should do that one. Highly recommend. I moved my house to Privdinus, telekinetic box trap. I found out it's possible to drink a magic potion to cast higher spells. Somehow I forgot this until my friend told me, but that's allowed us to grab some of these higher magic level tasks. We are in the serious endgame now. Time for a Blurst Rax kill with unlimited food and limited DPS. There we are, Rax is dead, 200 points. And this is it, fellas, the last spell stock. 200 more points for the collection. Tier 7 is unlocked. What a grind. I am sticking to the original game plan. We are grabbing Everlasting Faith. You can't beat Unlimited Prayer and 100% protection for my upcoming plans, but there's one problem. I barely have 30 hours left and over 20 99s to go. Next video, we will get so many 99s and I'll share my insane skilling strategies. I am on vacation as this video is being published, so the finale may be a little later, but I'll see you soon on the next episode of the 99 Hour Man. Thanks for watching.